I'm celebrating my 50th year in radio.
Are you kidding? What was the date?
June of 1974 is when I started getting a paycheck. Prior to that, I had done college radio. It started out at UT Martin in 71, came back to University of Memphis, worked at their campus station.
Memphis State, right?
Yeah, in Memphis State. And then
was that WKNO radio at that point, or
no,
a different one?
It was WTGR at the time.
Okay. Oh, Tiger.
Now, yeah, I think it might be. It was a jazz station for us, a low wattage FM thing. It was one of these kind of things that the only place you could really hear it was on the speakers in the hall. We used to, can you please turn it on in the student center? So so Martin, then Memphis, and then at Rhodes College, really got my feet wet over there, and it was their community station, WLYX, back in the day.
So were you studying any at all, or just doing radio?
No, they had a kind of a free form college radio station. It's one of the best stations I've ever been associated with. It was so magical and volunteer, and the format was whatever you wanted to play. Like you loved one thing, the next guy would do classical, or you would do jazz or bluegrass,
right,
or R&B, whatever you wanted to do. So it was wide open. It was up in the top floor of the Rhodes College gym. If you look at the gym, there's two big towers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the one on the left, the very top floor of it, was the radio station. And it was really kind of a great, cool, control room, and a couple of recording studio, big studio. And it was always funny because the way you got in and out of the building was you had to lower the key down on a string. So the person who was coming on after you, then reel it back up. So, and you had to make sure once you lower it down, you bring it back up. So
pretty high tech.
It was high tech.
Very high tech.
But the cool thing about it was a college radio station when there were just a couple of FMs in town. And it was really, had a big groundswell of following people, and people discovered it. It was almost, I don't know how to describe it. It was like that became their favorite station.
Like a cult.
Yes, a cult in Midtown. I remember one of our highlights is, we had all the artists would come by and do interviews with us. Frank Zappa, Barry Manilow, Minnie Riperton, Earl Scruggs, they all dropped into the station.
Wow.
And we did a benefit one day for it. It was kind of amazing. One big weekend at the Overton Park Shell. And I bet you, I'm not lying, about 10,000 people showed up. And literally passed the bucket in the crowd to, raise money for the radio station or its operation and stuff. So that was pretty cool. So
that'd be hard to do now, passing a bucket. I imagine it wouldn't make it.
Oh, yeah. No, it wouldn't make it. But that was kind of the background. And growing up as a kid in Memphis, I just, I was obsessed with, a lot of people are listening to the Beatles. I was listening to R&B and Roy Orbison. And one of my all-time favorite heroes musically to this day still is, had probably the biggest effect on me, is Jimi Hendrix. And I just absolutely was enamored with him. Hey, it's Ron Olson, and I hope you're having a good time listening to Memphis Mike and Friends. And just keep it on, tell your friends about it. And Mike is a really good guy, and he pays all his bills.
Listen to Memphis Mike and Friends as we share many, many other Ron short stories.